Hey everyone, Adam and Andrew here with It Takes Two Takes. We are here to watch Loki. We just wrapped up, it feels like not that long ago, and also feels like an eternity since doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you haven't seen those videos yet, go check them out. We got a whole playlist out there. Highly recommend it. And while you're at it, take your time, browse, see what you like out there. Like, share, subscribe. You know how this works in the YouTube world. I'm not going to sit here and talk about expectations for this thing, but I will say that I'm excited for it. I don't know. I just feel like it's just a great playground to get weird, and I don't want to get ahead of myself.
And Loki's a great character to get weird with, right? I mean, he's always been a very fun character. So if you're going to get weird, he's the perfect character to do that, right? I think that's why Thor Ragnarok, he was such a great strength in that movie, was because as you get into the weirdness of the game master and stuff, he was perfect for those scenes.
Look, I'm looking forward to this, and we plan on doing this every week. I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind when we're done with this. I don't think I will. But yeah, we'll let's see how this goes. Yeah, what else can you say?
Yes, let's check it out.
All
right, we're gonna revisit probably what we saw in the end of Endgame. So they're gonna show him escaping with the Tesseract.
This is the same footage, right? I mean, we're essentially watching a clip show until further notice, I would imagine.
We'll see, probably right up until the point he disappears, and that's when it will change.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am Loki of Asgard, and I am burdened with glorious purpose. If you don't mind, this is actually your last chance.
Okay, that slow motion's much better than any of Zack Snyder's slow motion.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say
I can
that right
appreciate
now.
it. Yeah, I might take 10% of this episode just being slow motion. That.
Now we have to keep in mind, this is the Loki that never redeemed himself. This is Loki from the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Can you at least tell me what it is?
It's the Tesseract. Be very careful with it.
Sounds dumb.
Did you say sounds dumb?
Know this.
Yeah.
You cross me?
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
What?
Sign this too.
Guess he doesn't want to review it.
I love the fact it's the old school paper with the perforated edges.
I love that he's a god and they just don't have the patience for him.
Right. Well, most of these people don't seem to realize he's a god.
I think they don't care. I think that they're beyond that, if that makes sense.
Welcome to the Time Authority. I'm Miss Minutes, and it's my job to catch you up before you stand trial for your crimes. Another
Multiverse of madness.
Right.
Yes.
But don't worry.
No, this is gonna be interesting because this is before he supposedly sacrificed himself in Thor 2 or before Thor Ragnarok or anything. So this is still old school Loki here.
Yeah.
You see, I only came into possession of the Tesseract because they traveled through time. No doubt in a last-ditch effort to stave off my ascent to God King.
That's quite an accusation.
Oh, believe me, you can smell the cologne of two Tony Starks. You speak of time criminals? It's they you should be after.
I thought there was no magic here. There isn't.
What about that was so unbelievable to him? I mean, like, he's seen a lot.
I told you time moves differently in the TVA. Come on, sit down.
Is that Josta cans? Like, what is this place?
I'm liking the set design though.
Go on, have a seat.
Yeah.
Of this show so far.
I can't believe you were D.B. Cooper. Come on.
I was young and I lost a bet to Thor. Where was the TV with these affairs of men?
Owen Wilson is really good in this role.
I mean, if you think about the two of them, their dynamic is great together.
I was.
Yeah. Will he show him his death? I'm guessing not.
Maybe eventually.
You'd think there'd be a tracker on the neck collar.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Casey.
Give me the Tesseract or I'll gut you like a fish, Casey.
What's a fish? How do you not know what a fish is? I lived my entire life behind.
Infinity Stones?
What?
How do you have these?
Oh, we actually got a lot of those. Yeah, some of the guys use them as paperweights.
That's how meaningless this stuff is to them, right?
Right. Because they take it from the variance that happens. So they get a whole bunch of them if a whole bunch of variants happen.
By the way, I'm really liking the score in this.
Is this the greatest?
Yeah, it's interesting. Now he has the opportunity to
Yeah.
watch more.
There you go.
Yep.
It's like we're watching a reaction video of Loki watching.
Right.
Right.
That's where his tape runs out.
So conclusively in that timeline, he was dead. We assumed he was, but
Right.
how's she not vomiting?
Why me? The variant we're hunting is you.
I beg your pardon?
What?
Wow.
Was that the devil that the girl pointed to in the stained glass window?
Well, if he was wearing his helmet, he would have had the horns.
Mhm.
We're going to watch the variant Loki take out this team. Interesting first episode, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I liked it. I was very invested early on. It's interesting seeing the Avengers 1 Loki learn about the rest of the timeline. Obviously very compressed, but he saw all the emotional elements he needed to see. He saw his mom's death, his dad's death. He saw, Thor in him as far as the brotherhood kind of being healed, and he saw his death. Those were the key things he needed to see.
The moment of him seeing it too was actually surprisingly kind of moving. It was like, damn, like that's right. Like, but seeing his reaction just kind of made me almost uncomfortable. It just didn't feel natural to me from what I know with Loki, but also putting yourself in the headspace of Loki from that time, right? It was fascinating. And I think just the idea alone, I mean, we could talk about, I don't want to get into the weeds with like retconning things and what have you, but the idea of just basically having almost time cops that are kind of these enforcers of the true timeline and what really should be happening. I don't know how this is going to turn out in the end, but I'm definitely excited to go down the path to speculate and move down it and learn more about all of this, because it's a really cool idea. It's certainly not entirely original, but in this universe, it's something that I think a lot of people have wanted to see. And let's get weird, man. Like I said,
This was almost a better direct connection to Endgame than WandaVision was.
as far as premieres go, I would agree with you. As far as closure goes, that remains to be seen when it comes to certain, threads and whatnot. I know what you mean. I do feel like this does feel like at some level a bit of a successor to the feature-length films that we've seen up to this point in the MCU. And I think, we even connecting it to Falcon and Winter Soldier, right? That felt to me like a show that was and I don't mean this as a criticism, but kind of a safe continuation of what we had seen in those films. And it made sense as to why they were originally going to have that premiere as the first of the TV series after the films were done. You and I both said we love sort of the buddy cop feeling of it. And the Owen Wilson, his dynamic, the two of them in this show, like, it's interesting seeing Loki almost being kind of the straight man in this relationship, right? And
Right.
I think that it opens up a lot of doors for some fun back and forth.
Yeah, I think so far all of the MCU shows, I'm going to assume that Hawkeye is going to kind of go the same way. They all seem to be giving growth to characters that if we only stuck to the movies, we probably wouldn't have seen the growth, right? Wanda, Vision, absolutely set up. Look, Vision's back. He's now White Vision.
Right.
Basically. And we now see Wanda at a whole new power level than we've seen her before.
Mm-hmm.
With Falcon and Winter Soldier, we saw obviously Falcon transitioning into Captain America.
Yep.
And we saw Winter Soldier kind of losing his mental baggage that he had. If this is mainly going to be a setup for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, or does this also then play into, like I said, if Loki ends up back in the MCU timeline, explain how he can be in Thor: Love and Thunder? They alluded to the fact that Loki is another variant of Loki as the villain, but they didn't show him at the end.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's some physical variant to him on why they didn't show him at the end, and they kept him still like hooded in a cloak.
Because revealing his face or his presence or whatever would give away something. There's I didn't think about that.
That could absolutely be something that is spoiler material for maybe the next episode.
Yeah, we as a viewer know,
doing that,
we as a viewer know it's him. So why not show us Loki? Yeah, there's got to be a reason
right.
behind that. It didn't even cross my mind. That's a good point.
Yeah, and since he can kind of change his appearance magically when he's not in the TVA, if he wanted to look like a younger version of himself, he could. But there might be some sort of physical deformity about him,
or a bad deep fake of Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. No, I'm just okay. I'm not trying to do crossovers here. Just I think we're in agreement here. We're excited for this. I enjoyed that first episode. I hope they can deliver moving forward. From what I've seen in these series so far with WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I have no reason to believe that they can at least give us something of interest. And again, this is just fun and weird, and I hope that continues as well. So we plan on doing this for each episode. I don't even know how many there are, by the way. I didn't even look that up yet. Do you know? 6?
I haven't either.
No clue.
I haven't either, and I'm almost not wanting to know because there's a certain amount of surprise. I almost don't want to know when I'm coming close to the end. I'll probably end up finding out, but there's part of me right now that kind of is on the fence about whether or not I want to know how long this series is.
Someone will respond in the comments, and then I'll have to respond with thanks. No. Okay. So speaking of, please give us your comments. Let us know what you thought of this episode.
If you like this video, obviously check out our reactions to WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier. If you want to see our other MCU reactions, and tune in next week for our reaction to the next episode. And until next time, this is Adam and Andrew with It Takes Two Takes.